All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. Today we are going to begin module number 6, and we are going to talk about resource planning. Okay, resource planning. And so I am going to begin with sharing my screen. And let's see, include computer sound, because we are going to watch video case study like we have done in the past. Okay, so all right, yes, so competency 6, resource planning. And we are going to begin with a little fun, and we're going to watch this Dragon's Den episode on this entrepreneur, and the name of his company is Kablan or Kablan. Pronounce it whichever way you want. And so the idea, as we have done in the past, is to simply watch the video. It's a short episode, I think about 8 or 9 minutes, and then I have questions for you to answer. So first, let's talk about what I want you to pay attention to. As we watch this video together, I want you to pay attention to the strengths of this product. Okay, so strengths of this product. And then I want you to think about the potential impact that this product is going to have on the industry. And so as you listen to the presentation, think about what industry this business is in and what the impact will be on the industry. And then I want you to think also about the resources that he has, the resources that this entrepreneur has. Part of competency 6 is talking about resources for your business. Obviously, you begin your journey into entrepreneurship with an idea. You have a business idea, as we have done in previous modules. You develop a business model canvas, you frame your value proposition, and all of that is in the phase of ideation. It's an idea that you're trying to bring to life. You do your market study, you make sure that there's a fit between your business idea and the market. You do your industry analysis, you take a look at your competitors, you do a competitive analysis, you do a consumer analysis. You try to understand your primary target's needs and buying behaviors, and you're trying to understand the market and see if there's a fit. But then to really get going, you need to start creating that product and creating a marketing mix. How you're going to tell people about that amazing product that you have or that amazing service that you have. And so you need resources. And so you may have some resources already, but there may be resources that you lack. And so in any business, there is a point where you have to take stock of what resources you need and identify the ones you have and the ones you lack. And so in this particular case study, I want you to do this. I want you to think about the resources that this gentleman already has. This gentleman has resources for his business, but there may be resources that he still lacks. And I want you to pay attention to these, okay? Strengths of his product, potential impact on this industry, resources that he has, and resources that he does not have. So without further ado, we're going to watch the video together, and then I will let you discuss. So here we go. In fact, I think, I'm not sure if you're seeing my screen. I may need to stop sharing and share again. Actually, the particular screen that I want you guys will be patient with me. Here we go. Right. I think this should work.
This disruptor hopes his magnetic charm will attract a dragon deal.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Gabriel Kraus. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, and the name of my company is Kaplan. I'm here today to ask for $90,000 in exchange for 25% of my company. How many of you have done some tiling before? Well, for those of you who haven't, I'd like to show you a little bit of the headache that's involved. Bring it in. The first thing we'll need to do is mix a heavy bag of thin set and a mixing paddle, some buckets to mix it in, and some trowels.
It's a lot of supplies.
You even got to the grout yet?
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff.
Geez, all I've ever needed is the number of a guy that does all this.
Today, I'm going to show you a much easier way to do it. Manjeet, I hear you're the handiest dragon in the den. Can I ask
Oh, I don't know, but okay. If that's the rumor.
Yeah, that's why she wears white.
A lot of tiling experience.
So it's a two-step process. The first step is to screw these composite steel panels that we make directly into your framing or your studs. If you have a renovation where you already have the drywall up, this can go directly over the drywall.
Okay.
So I'll just ask you to hold that side of it, please.
Got it.
Carefully lay it down over here. And we'll just slide it over so it's nice and tight against the top beside it. And slowly tilt it forward.
Yeah.
And I'll just remove this for you.
Okay.
Just a button here. That's it. We're done.
That's it?
That's it.
What? That was too easy. Even Manjeet can do it.
If I can do it, anyone can do it. Is it interlocked?
And it's like stuck.
That's
like
it.
it's not going to
That's
fall.
locked on. So it's a new type of porcelain tile that installs magnetically, without thin set, without grout.
Can I try taking it off with your tool?
Yeah,
And
try
try
taking
and
it off.
just- It's on there pretty tight.
Oh, it's tight. Okay.
That's not falling on anyone.
No, it's not.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Good.
You know, we use walls and walls of this stuff in our restaurants. And I can't believe how quick that went up.
And I'll just quickly tell you about the flooring system, which is basically the same thing, except instead of the composite steel panel, it's a peel and stick membrane that goes onto your subfloor, and that's just this material over here.
As I said, the questions were one, what are the strengths of his product? Okay, so if you remember about the pricing, he said that the competition on average was priced as at $18 a square foot. And his product with installation was priced at $22 a square foot. So obviously, his strategy here is not low price, right? His strategy is not economy. His strategy is not to compete on price. His strategy is rather to compete on quality. And so there's one word that I think summarizes the strength of his product, and that word is what? Convenience. Convenience. It's fast and efficient. He is set to be very successful if everything goes well for him because he's got a product that is very convenient, very easy to use, and that saves the consumer time. Time. His clients are going to buy this product because of how clean, efficient, easy to use it is, because it's going to save them loads of time. And as the adage says, time is what? Time is money. So that's the biggest strength of his product. What is his competitive advantage? He's an engineer. First thing, he's got a patent. So he made this invention and he has a patent. It means that not everyone can just come and copy this, right? Because he has a patent for it. So it's a technological, engineered product that is nowhere to be found on the market. He is the only owner, inventor, and owner of such a product. So that gives him a huge competitive advantage, meaning that if people get wind of this, then they can completely turn to his product, and this guy, his company can experience exponential growth, meteoric growth very quickly. So his competitive advantage again is that he's got a design, an invention that has a patent that no one can mimic. Now, obviously, you've got big companies who can put tons of money into research and come up to something similar. But even that, even if you have money, that takes time. So he's ahead of his competitor. That's why the dragons were so at each other's throats trying to get a piece of this company. What resources does he currently have? Okay, now, interestingly, no information was given about the company itself, right? The pitch was all about the product. Now, we know he's an engineer, and we know he's a pretty smart guy, right? Very creative, very inventive, but he clearly said that he doesn't have marketing skills. That's not his big strength, right? And so what resources does he currently have? Apparently, he said he's got 1,300 SKUs. So he's got an operation capacity. Now, how many, does he have a factory that does it for him? Does he do it in his basement? Well, most likely not. He invested $80,000. We don't know where that money went, probably into research and design. But essentially, we know that he's got the technical knowledge, the technical skills. He's got building capacity. So those are important resources, whether it's a factory that he outsources. I don't think he built a factory because that would cost a lot more than $80,000, right? So he's got some type of building capacity. Now, how much can he build and what time, we don't know. Okay, but he is already making sales. In fact, the first month he said he sold for $15,000. You can easily get the square footage on that if you divide $15,000 by 20, okay? And if installation is included, so you divide by 22. If you divide 15,000 by 22, this will tell you how many square foot of his flooring he sold, okay? And the second month, he went from 15,000 to 61,000, for fourfold. He grew fourfold. So for him to grow this fast means that he has some capacity. Okay. I'm sorry if this sounds vague. We don't have a lot of information. We're just gleaning from what he told us, from the little information he gave us. So he's got some building capacity. What resource do you think he still needs? Well, let's start with what he said. He said he doesn't have marketing capacity. So obviously he's got a great product, but he's got to get this product out into the world. People need to know about it. So being on the Dragon's Den, which is viewed by millions of people, that's already a great step in the right direction. Partnering with the two dragons who are in the business world, one is in the restaurant business, so that already gives him a client. The guy said he does 50 to 65 renovations a year, so that's a client that he's going to have right there. The other guy is building a theater, and so he needs marketing capacity, and he's going to get that hopefully with the dragons who have decided to partner with him. What else does he need? Well, we don't know what kind of team he needs. Is he just a one-man operation? Does he have a management team? Because as his company grows, he's going to need a management team. He's going to need somebody who's going to be in charge of sales. He's going to need somebody who's going to be in charge of operation. He can't do everything. He's going to need someone who's going to be in charge of human resources, who's going to hire people, who's going to train staff, who's going to manage the staff. He's going to need someone who's going to be in charge of finances, to do the accounting, to do the sales projections, to do the balance sheets and all the financial statements. He's going to need that. What else is he going to need? Marketing. We talked about it already. He's going to need somebody to do marketing. Legal. He's going to need somebody to draw up contracts and make sure that contracts are in his favor and are properly written up. So he's going to need a lot of other resources that he probably doesn't have to build his company to the size that it needs to be built. Okay, so I hope this was a fun exercise. And this is very intentional. We're looking at this case study specifically because we are at a point in the course where we are talking now about resource planning. So we are talking about resource planning, and I want you to start thinking about the resources that you will need to plan your business. Okay, so what are the resources that you will need to plan your business? Okay, so we are going to get into the course material, but I wanted to let you know, as I always do, what is expected of you. So there are 3 deliverables or 3 exams for this competency number 6, resource planning. There is worksheet 1, worksheet 2, and the financial plan with financial statements. So you have 3 deliverables. Obviously, I will give you more details at our following class, but I want you to know that this competency involves the writing of 3 assignments or 3 exams. Okay. Now, a little bit of in-house business. The exams for competency 4 and 5, as we have discussed, is scheduled for next Saturday. So next Saturday from 10 to 1 p.m. Now, you each have your schedule, okay? And so group 1 is going to come from 10 to 11. Group 2 is going to come from 11 to 12. Group 3 is going to come from 12 to 1. As I have said before during the class, if you need to make any changes, please don't send me an email. Communicate directly with somebody who is in the other group, and you will find all the groups and all the names under each group and the last email I sent you. You can communicate with the person directly. If the person agrees to change the time with you, feel free to do that. And then just send me an email letting me know that there has been a permutation, that there has been a change. Okay, so the exam, again, for 2 competencies, market study and marketing products or services. The location is going to be at EC Montreal, 1610 St. Catherine Street West, Suite 401. Remember to access the building via the Dollarama entrance and walk up to the 4th floor. What to bring? Okay, so welcome back, guys. You've done this, the exercise as I have asked you. Okay, business structure, quality standards, customer service. Okay, so now I want you to do the following exercise also, because we're talking about resource planning. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, what equipment do I need and what inventory do I need for my business? If you were to launch your business tomorrow, what equipment would you need and what inventory would you need to launch your business? So I want you to stop the video again and I want you to open exercise 2 and the email that I sent you. Open exercise 2 and answer this question. So I'm going to show you guys what the exercise looks like so there is no confusion. So list the equipment needed for your business. So I want you to think about your business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's an immigration services. I want you to list all the equipment that you need. And then I want you to list all the inventory that you need for your business. So what is inventory? Inventory is anything that you're selling, anything that you're going to sell to your customers that you have in stock, waiting for orders, okay? You don't want to start your business and then you get an order for 100 products, but you only have 5 products in inventory. And then you tell your customer, yes, thank you for your order, but you know what? I need 3 weeks to a month to get your order ready. What's the risk? The risk of something like that is that you lose that customer forever because people are not necessarily open to waiting 3 weeks to get something if they can get it somewhere else. Okay, so again, I want you guys to stop video. I want you to take the time, stop the video, and do this exercise, and I'll give you half an hour to do this exercise on equipment and inventory needed. Okay, all right. Okay, welcome back, guys. We're going to continue with the lecture, and we are going to continue with talking about human resources. Okay, human resources. As we said before, when you first start a business, you don't necessarily think about human resources because you're doing everything. It's just you, or it's just you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and your brother, or you and your friend. But as the business grows, it's time to think about hiring people. And how are you going to hire people? It's just so you don't just walk off the street, go down the street and hire the first person you meet. And especially your business is in a society like Quebec, there are rules, there are laws to follow, and you've got to follow these laws and rules like the government expects you to. So it's important to understand what the government expects and understand what to do and how to do it. Okay, so we're going to talk about the different aspects of human resources and how this applies to your company. So let's begin with what competencies are required to conduct your operations. You're not just going to hire anybody just to hire somebody. So you're going to do an assessment of the needs that you have, and you're going to define what competencies are required to meet those needs. And based on that, you're going to figure out how to hire someone, the best potential candidate. So we're going to talk about delegations of tasks, depending on the competency profile, the hiring plans, and training plans. Okay, so in order to conduct operations properly, you need skills. So what are some skills that are required? For your company to do well, you need some sales and marketing skills. You need some people who are good at marketing and sales. Remember in the case study we saw at the beginning of the class, the gentleman said, my role, and that's actually a strength to know what your role is. He said, my strength is I'm a designer, I'm an engineer, I'm an inventor. I'm not a good marketer. I'm not a good salesperson. So for the business to succeed, it's not enough that he's a good inventor. He needs marketing. He needs sales. So he needs to have somebody or a team that can help him do that. So you need sales and marketing. You need production. You need finance. You need administration. You need procurement and buying. So here's an example of some skills that are necessary. You need leadership. Somebody needs to lead the company. Oftentimes, the founder of the company is not necessarily the best leader of the company. And entrepreneurs make this mistake all the time because they start a business, they assume that they're the best people to lead the business as the business grows. So the question is, who's the best person to lead the business? Yes, the founder has the passion, he's got the drive, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's the best person to lead the business. You got to go with strengths and skills. Who is the best person skilled to lead the business? And you also have to go with the motivation. Who's the best person motivated to lead the business? So you need leadership. You need conflict management skills. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm also a coach. I do conflict mediation, and in this line of work, I've met people, business owners who have lots of conflicts in their lives. And they say that conflict is a key factor why startups fail. Conflicts between the founders. This is 1 out of 4 startups fail because of unresolved conflict between founders. And so you could be a great inventor, you could be a brilliant creator, you could be a very smart and driven marketer. Doesn't mean that you're good at resolving conflict. So if you don't have those skills in your organization, then conflict will tear the company apart. And so conflict management is an important skill. Organization, who's going to organize the company? Decision making, people management. Sometimes leaders of companies are terrible people management. I'm sure you've heard of Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. And he was brilliant at many things. He was a great visionary, a great designer, a great dreamer. But in terms of people management, actually there was a book written about him, and where people testified or shared rather about how it was working for Steve Jobs, and people had a love-hate relationship with him. They admired him because he was such a brilliant innovator and such a brilliant visionary, but they hated him because of the way he treated people. He had terrible people management skills. So the leader of the company is not often best at people management. So all of that requires training. So you need data entry skills, data processing skills, you need reporting skills, you need budget development. And so you need hard skills and soft skills. What's the difference? Well, hard skills are things that are measurable, things that you learn, things that usually can be evaluated. Soft skills are things that are not necessarily technical skills, but nonetheless essential. And I think society is realizing, especially in the business world now, how important soft skills are, when before in the past they were not as valued as they are now. So the ability to persuade people, the ability to negotiate, the ability to influence, the ability to tolerate stress, okay, problem solving skills. So all of those things are very important. So as the founder, as the owner of the enterprise, you're responsible to attract, select, train, assess, reward your team. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the one who's doing all of that. But you have to learn to delegate. You have to learn to read people and know who the best people to work for you are. So you also need a management team, people who are going to help you manage the companies, and people who are going to help you measure the company's performance. And there are metrics that they call KPIs, key performance indicators, that are used to help measure a company's performance. For instance, sales figures. You know, what are your sales this year compared to last year? That's a key performance indicator. Production output. Well, how many products did you produce? How many services did you deliver? And so compared to last year, so that's an indicator of your performance. Financial performance, you know, how did you do in terms of profit? Even if your revenues increase, did your profit increase? Because that's not always a guarantee that your profits will increase. Machine equipment breakdowns, how did you do maintaining your assets? How did you do maintaining your equipment? Okay, so you need a management team who will help you assess the performance of the company. A lot of companies also, especially small companies, have to rely on external resources because, again, everything costs money and you don't have the capacity to hire everything, someone for all the needs of the company. And so you have to really outsource. So it's very typical that as a small company, you outsource the accounting to an accounting firm or to just a CPA in accounting. You outsource the hiring to an HR firm. You hire an attorney, contract based, or a banker, or an insurance agent, or a web developer, freelancers. For our company, my company, we don't have a full-time web developer. We don't have a full-time e-commerce manager. We have hired freelancers uh, on a need basis to do projects for us. And so they're per contract employees. So getting into more of the human resource Okay, welcome back. I hope this was a helpful exercise for you as you looked at the benefits of hiring for your company. And we are going to look at the next exercise. Okay, which is to identify key activities and key resources for your business. I hope you see that these exercises are actually forcing you to think and flesh out the operational plan for your business, which will help you in the exams that this competency requires. So identify the key activities and the key resources for your business. Again, you will stop the video and I'll give you 45 minutes to do this exercise. And I am going to show you again what the exercise looks like. There we go. It's in the email I sent you. Just open it. You're going to look at your schedule of key activities for your business. So the activity and the resource that is needed to do it. Activity, resource that is needed. Activity, resource that is needed. So, and you have space to write different activities. Okay. For instance, an example for my business, an activity would be all right, welcome back, guys. I hope you had fun doing this fourth and this last activity for the course, for the class today. And we're wrapping up. This is really the end of the class. Just wanted to remind you that mentoring or guided learning and mentoring will be Thursday from 6 to 10 and Friday from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And so you can send me an email and let me know when you're going to join for mentoring. Once again, remember the mentoring is mandatory. And so everybody needs to show up for a time in mentoring. And so this is where we will work together on your assignments. If you have questions and exercises, I can help you with. So let me know when you want to come and we'll pick a time slot and send me an email. So this is for the mentoring this week. Again, as a reminder, exam for competency 4 and 5 is next Saturday from 10 to 1 p.m. Show up to the same location that we have been meeting for the other exams. Bring with you the 6 assignments printed, completed, and bring a blue pen with you. The 6 assignments, again, market study, selection of information sources, organization of information sources, the survey interview, the marketing plan, and the sales speech presentation. So this is what they look like. Homework 1, market study. Homework 2, selection of information sources. Homework 3, organization of information sources. Homework 4, the survey interview. Homework 5, your marketing plan. And homework 6, it's the sales pitch. You use this template to answer the questions, but you format your sales pitch as a PowerPoint, And so that's the sixth and final assignment. Thank you for your attention, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you next Saturday at 10 o'clock for the exam.